Something else happened, which is the subject of our topic today. We were sitting in the masjid, and the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is sitting with us. And a man enters the masjid, he's dressed in all white, his hair is all black, but no one knew him. Well then, he had to be a traveler, musafir, coming out of the desert, because no one knew him. Medina is small. Well, if he's coming out of the desert, he'll have dust on his clothing, and dust on his eyebrows, and dust on his beard. In those days we used to have beards. But this man is spotlessly clean. So this is a puzzle. This is something strange. This is something mysterious. He's not a resident of Medina, and he's not a traveler coming from outside. Did he fall down from the sky? Who is he? It's mysterious. It's mystifying. It's a moment never to be forgotten. It turns out, eventually we learned that this was Jibreel alayhi salam. And Allah sent him in human form in front of everybody. It's the first time in history that Jibreel alayhi salam appears in human form in front of a whole gathering. Never before. First time. And he came to ask 5 questions. And they're divided into 2 parts. In the first part, he asked what is Islam and what is Iman and what is Al-Ihsan. But in the second part, he asked, when will the last hour come? And what are the signs of the last hour? This is Ilmu Akhir Zaman, the second part. In answer to the first question, when will the last hour come? He replied and said, the one who is being questioned has no more knowledge than the one who is questioning. I mean, I know who you are, and I know what you know. So let's leave that subject. The one who is being questioned has no more knowledge than the one who is questioning. Meaning, I have some knowledge and you have some knowledge. And then came the last question. What are the signs of the last day? The last day is different from the last hour. The last hour will come like the twinkling of an eye, so suddenly, and that's it. And the entire material universe will be transformed into something different. غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ, it says. غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ, something different. Mountains will become like pieces of cotton wool. And all the graves will throw out their burden. Everybody will come resurrected for the judgment. That's the last hour. But before that, there is another end, and that's the end of history. And that's our subject. When will the world end? I don't know. Dato Rosli Sharif does not know. Your Imam does not know. The Prime Minister of Malaysia, I don't think he knows. When will the world end? Nobody knows. So that's not our subject. But the end of history is when truth will triumph over every rival. in a glorious conclusion to the historical process, when justice will triumph over injustice and oppression, and the stars will smile on that day, and the oppressed will no longer weep. That is the end of history. That end of history is characterized by numerous signs. And these are the subject of study in Ilmu Akhir Zaman. And because Allah sent Jibreel alayhi salam at the very end of the life of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, after this he dies. This is a sign from Allah that this subject is the most important of all. Do not neglect this subject. Ilmu Akhir Zaman.